Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're taking a look here at BigTime, seeing what's going on, and helping understand best practice, big picture, seeing if this is something that might actually end up pulling back or if we should see a further increase here. We do have some liquidity levels here we want to talk about and just help understand, generally speaking, how do you properly navigate a coin like this that's fairly new, and essentially what the best practice would be to better approach this, if you will. Okay. So again, thanks so much for joining me here. Also, good morning to a majority of my community members here. Thank you so much for shooting that out there, JCXB. Nice to lighten the load. Also, congrats to our community members here as well for some healthy profits. We got what, ICP 60%. That was a best 2-day trade. We took 82% in roughly a month. Gala 105% in 25 days. These are swing trades at 5x leverage, and these are my premium trades essentially that are provided to my premium members. So if you want to consider joining, jump on over there. We got some really cool trades going on right now. So again, congrats to our members there. Keep in mind, I do offer trading academy communities and Signal group. So we have an awesome Discord community. Signals, of course, fully automated through Cornix, and our university, which kind of just teaches you how to trade the way that I trade. Okay. Again, I'm more of a conservative trader. I've been in the market for almost over 20 years. Obviously not crypto, but I started off with traditional markets for quite a long time. But I no longer day trade, at least not as much. I'm more of a swing trader now. Okay, so most of these analysis here are designed to give you more larger term play out instead of just the micro where you're just in and out quickly. Okay, again, that has its merits. Don't get me wrong, but I hate watching the charts all day long. And for me, setting it and forgetting it, that's the way to go. All right, so let's talk about the daily time frame here for BigTime. So first of all, we don't have a tremendous amount of data, but we're starting to get some now, based on the fact that this coin has been out since October 11th. I believe it was his ICO date. Now this is a MXC chart. Of course, there's other charts we can look at, but it is from what I could see, the oldest chart available. We have been maintaining over 50 on the RSI the entire time. Okay, so even when the price pulled back, it hit that halfway point and hasn't looked back. We don't have enough data for the MACD, but we can summarize here that with the moving averages, there is not enough data either. Okay, so the truth is, you don't have a lot of big picture stuff here where you can really say, okay, it's been moving like this for X amount of months and we're good to go. Not even the case. 4-hour time frame gives us the best perspective on what's going on. In fact, the 4-hour time frame is my favorite time to analyze on any chart, just based on the simple fact that it gives us the most definitive information, if you will, because it helps with that transition from shorter term time frames to larger term time frames. So that said, though, we have a previous liquidity level here that was just swept here roughly 24 hours ago. So see here, previous time frame shoots up here, a lot of liquidity there. In other words, when you see these massive candles and the price pulls back quickly, you can tell there's a lot of either shorts here at this point or longs at this point, and oftentimes the price will revisit that level within a certain amount of time, a short amount of time. We even saw this with Bitcoin here recently. It's retesting that 35,000 range here. So when that area is retested, it's oftentimes swept and then retested as a support level. So you see here, price comes up, breaks through, comes back down to retest as a support level, and bounces off that level. Okay, so there's no guarantee it's going to necessarily hold, but a lot of times if it does, that does imply that we're likely to see the price continue upwards from here. So we have a decent potential support level at that level. Okay, if we take a look at the volume profile, there's not a tremendous amount of volume at that range though where we're at presently. It's kind of new undiscovered territory, at least in the most recent past. If we go with the larger time frame, we can see there's a tremendous amount of volume. This is basically a resistance shelf. They're at about 24.75 cents. Okay, so again, I'll send this out on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. I send out playout charts so you understand specifically what's going to happen next with coins. But for lack of better terms, at this point, we got a significant amount of volume at $14.85 or $14. Oh man, wouldn't that be nice? 14 cents, 80.85. I'll just round everything up if I can here, but roughly about 15. Okay? 15 cents is that strong support volume. We got a strong resistance volume at just say 25 cents, right? So we're right in the middle of that range. So the truth is here, with that amount of volume above and below the price, this price could waver inconsistently throughout that range. Okay? But the truth is, we did have this recent resistance level that was now broken, retested, 12 hours in a row, and then bounced. So that tells me we're probably likely to be able to see the price continue further up from here, based on that sentiment. If we take a look at TD sequential, we can see we're at a 9 here now, though. This is something to be mindful of, because again, when you go 1 through 9, what that basically does is TD sequential takes the 4th previous candlestick and counts up from there. So, the 9 is essentially higher than the 5, and it continues to count. Once you hit 9, in most cases, prices do tend to pull back. And if we look at its history too, it hit a 9 here on the way down, and it started to stabilize. Okay. We hit an 8 up here, pulled back. We hit an 6? That's not really all that much of an overextension. But again, there's not a tremendous amount of data here. But the truth is, when you see these overextensions, the price is typically going to pull back, or at least go ahead and consolidate and go sideways. So we have two scenarios that could have happened. The price could very well pull back, and these are going to be the levels it could pull back to. Keep in mind 0.5, 0.618, and 0.382 are also very, very common retracement levels. So with us being at a 9 here, the price pulling back to these levels, bouncing off one of these three areas is extremely high. The reason why we could see that bounce is because we're at our 3 pattern here. In other words, Elliott Wave has 3 waves. Basically, you have your first, second, and third wave. We're in our second wave, essentially, even though this says 3, that's technically our second higher high. Once we hit this lower point, we consolidate and bounce. Just say hypothetically we come down to here, the next level is going to be higher than the previous high. Okay? So what we should see is if you're going to consider shorting, make sure there's tight targets to one of these 3 levels here, and ensure that you get out before the price pulls back and continues higher. Okay? Now, there's no guarantee it's going to do that, but when you have overextension leading into it, that tells us a little something. Keep in mind, though, look at the amount of volume that we see here versus previous. Okay? We have a strong amount of volume here. So to me, I like to avoid coins like this when you see this much trading volume. I do not like to short into coins like this. So if you're going to short, extremely low position size, low leverage. That's kind of what we do as a community. It keeps us safe and profitable. Again, all those trades that I shared with you earlier, these are all trades that are taken at low leverage and preferably low position size. I only recommend 5-10% tops of your portfolio size. That said, though, here on this coin, shorting this right now just seems kind of treacherous to me. So what I'm going to do myself personally, I'm just going to set an alert up here above the price action. If the alert triggers, I'm going to jump into the charts, take a look, and essentially not just jump into the trade. Okay? So the key takeaway here is when you set alerts and you kind of try to look at it later, make sure you don't just jump in blindly. Things can change a lot in a small amount of time. Keep in mind, we do also have, let's see here, this is important to recognize. We got our Fed meeting coming up on Wednesday, November 1st at 2 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, so it is recommended not to trade into this event if possible, because there's a lot of fluctuation and volatility. Okay? Just some friendly advice there. Anyways, that's kind of where we're at there so far here for big time on the 4 hour. Let's wrap this up with the 1 hour and call it a day here for you guys. And gals, of course. Thanks so much for watching. We actually got a decent amount of female viewers, which is awesome. All right, so taking a look here at our Ichimoku cloud. So this is basically giving us all green lights here to leave your long position open. Okay. Now the reason why I like this indicator is it's kind of a 3-in-1, right? We got this support range here, which is aggregating itself right there at about the 0.382 level. So again, the price pulls back. This would make the most sense for a bounce, is to see a bounce off roughly 17.6. Okay. But if we don't get that bounce either way, we break below the cloud, that's a different story. The price should continue lower from there. A lot of this is hinging on the fact that Bitcoin's doing well. Bitcoin drops like a rock, you got to recognize coins like this have a tendency of doing so as well. Because once more, Bitcoin dominance is higher, Bitcoin price is up, alts will suffer. Okay? That's just the inevitability. But right now, we're seeing a lot of alts doing well because Bitcoin had a good night. But if Bitcoin trends closer to 33,000, different story altogether. Okay, so just know that. We also can see lagging spans free and clear of the price action, and of course, conversion lines above the baseline. These are 3 positive indications here, letting us know you want to keep your long position open. Keep this in mind, if the price goes sideways here and doesn't go any further, there's a great chance we're going to see the price action pull back, and because the lagging spans within the price action, and that's oftentimes a green light to close your position if you have one, or at least trim your profits. Okay? Again, always recommend 65-70% on your first target. That's typically what we do, somewhere between 65 to 80% on target number 1, and let the rest ride. Adjust your stop loss to break even. Definitely the best strategy in the market to do so. It's kept me very profitable over the years, and I can assure you it'll do the same for you if you adopt a similar philosophy. The key is to not use too much leverage. You'll see 20, 30, 40, 50x leverage being shot around the market all over the place, and these people are sharing only their good trades with you. I'll keep you, friendly advice. You take stop losses sometimes. We took a Solana stop loss 82%. I'm okay with that because we offset that with a tremendous amount of longs here at 65%, 60, 85, 105. Like, it's okay to take a loss once in a while, and good traders take losses all the time. But if they're not sharing that with you, I think it's unfortunate. So just be mindful. There's a lot of amazing traders out there, but truth is, they're taking their hits too, and you got to recognize that taking a smaller amount of loss is better. Okay. All right, that's all I got for you. Thanks again so much for watching. Help us grow our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. Links down below for that. Again, you want to become a premium member, cryptocash.tech is a site. Just know we are having a limitation on the amount of subscribers coming up here. So soon we're going to start capping off, I think, our subscribers at about, I think somewhere in the range of 200. We're getting close to that number. So again, thanks so much to all the new members coming on over. Greatly appreciate your support and love helping you as well. And wonderful feedback is excellent. Thanks so much for for letting me know that I'm making a difference. Really appreciate it. Hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.